ladies, redesign artistically. LRBRA. I just wanna get fly with you, so fly, so fly. Really just tryna get high with you, so high, so high. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon. I just wanna get fly with you, with you, with you. Really just tryna get high with you, with you, with you. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon. Footsteps on the big clouds, yeah, we here now, ain't coming down. Cause I hear the sound of the lighter flick, sparking big clips. Took a big rip with a thick bitch and she fine too. About 5'2", throwing something smooth, we can vibe too. Match my energy and you can slide through. I like different flavors, let me try you. I just need a taste of what you're really giving. Don't fight the temptation, baby, release and give in. Long as you stay loyal, we both gonna end up winning. And there was no question, I know you was down to ride by my side. Unique as a rose, for the ashes I rose. Straight from the gutter, I grew up in nose. When I made it out, I couldn't believe it. Look at the beauty outside of these streets. Mama just texted me, told me she proud of me. Your son doing better, my demon just danced with me. I'll never end up another Yumla casualty. Value the life and energy surrounding me. But still, I just wanna get fly with you, so fly, so fly. Really just tryna get high with you, so high, so high. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon. I just wanna get fly with you, with you, with you. Really just tryna get high with you, with you, with you. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon. We can be like Eric and Donna from the 70s show. Maybe Monica and Chandler, keep it on the low. Ross and Rachel, fucker, we let everybody know. Millhouse and Lisa type shit, give us time to grow. Like the seeds that were planted right under the snow, give them 6 months. Ordinary is the glow from the sunshine. Greatness takes time. One conversation, it should be mine. Trying to have an answer, me not take from me, cause I'm holding ready. But I'm also kind of damaged, I got hoes already. Still a fly young king, so the hoes already. Melody, sand wavy in the flow, with steady newbie swag with a little bit of mom spaghetti. There is a kind of lyrical, no, it's not a subliminal. With pissy elevators and smoking my swimming pools. And I made it out. Yeah, I struggle from time to time, but I'm happy now. Obstacles coming and I see them, but I ain't backing down. Old homies that hated on me still coming back around. But I'm cool with it, cause we fly like Pippa, get high like planes. Sitting here laughing at all y'all lanes. I'm a beast unleashed, I can't be tamed. Bet you won't ever forget my name. LRBRA. I just wanna get fly with you, so fly, so fly. Really just tryna get high with you, so high, so high. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon. I just wanna get fly with you, with you, with you. Really just tryna get high with you, with you, with you. They can't understand why we do everything, everywhere, every day. We walk on the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, planet Earth, and parts unknown. We're back. And it has been way too long. Hello, we are here. We are live with Season 6, Episode 1 of the House Divided podcast.
Yeah, we're back on like Texas.
There's Jordan.
Hello.
We have a show to get to today. You will notice mostly new graphics. There are a couple that are not quite new. Like the intro one right here.
Yeah, well, you see, I forgot that one existed.
Yeah, I did too. Oops.
Yeah.
But we won't spend too much time here because, like I said, we got a show. Let's roll into Stupid People Say Stupid Things. Some of the stuff we're going to talk about here before we get into Stupid People Say Stupid Things. We're going to cover some news from the summer. Then, very quickly. College football preview, NFL preview picks. Boom. That's the show.
Boom.
We're going to try and keep it quick so I can be at work in the morning.
Well, why would you want to do that?
And Jordan can be at work at 1, so I can leave at 1.
Well, there's that too.
So, with that being said, let's roll into Stupid People Say Stupid Things. This is a new graphic.
Yes. Yeah. Do you like the addition of RJ Young?
Oh, God.
I told you he was on there. He had to be on there.
Yes.
I feel like all 4 of those individuals are very deserving to be on.
Also, yes. Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd. My very unfavorite RJ Young. And, last but not least.
Oh, depending on your definition of least.
Last and very least, Rob Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. He is very much least.
Yeah.
I only have one, and it's not just one singular person. Actually, I might have a second. Let me dig through some archives for just a quick, brief second.
Where's Rob Parker gonna get fired from next?
That's a good question. See if I can find. Yep, here we go. I got 2. One, is not just one singular person. It is a lot of people. A very, very large number of people. In sports media.
Oh no.
And that is every single person who spent all of this offseason, this college football offseason, defending Scott Frost in Nebraska with they're really better than what their record was last year.
Okay.
Then we roll into this year. And we'll talk about Nebraska here in a little bit in the college football preview. And Scott Frost.
Yeah, we sure will.
Week 1 against Northwestern. More of the same. Scott Frost's stupidity loses Nebraska a game. I don't care if it was by 1 score.
Coaches and players, but that's neither here.
Oh yeah, and blamed it on other people when he was the one who called that onside kick.
Yeah.
And then just had bad clock management the rest of the way. Yeah, there is that he did blame on other coaches. I was going to talk about that later, but you beat me to it.
That happened.
It did. And I don't give a damn about the 30 losses that Scott Frost have. 25 of them have come in 9 points or less. When you're 15 and 30, you're not good.
No.
And then here in week 2, you come off of that loss in Dublin, Ireland to Northwestern by struggling to beat an FCS team.
Nebraska things.
Yeah. So, every sports media person who spent this entire summer telling me that this was going to be Nebraska's year and Scott Frost was going to turn it around because he's great. You made this segment. I'm sure RJ Young was one of those people, by the way.
If he's not, he'll find his way here eventually.
And my second one, we'll talk about this in the news a little bit. Former Bills punter Matt Ariza.
Oh boy.
Was accused of raping a 17-year-old.
Yes.
Here's an individual on Twitter who comes to defending this man. This man's Twitter is Brain for Ma.
Oh.
He admitted to having sex with a minor, not rape. That's still a crime there, Braden.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing about that.
Called statutory rape.
Statutory rape?
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to know what word's still in there?
Rape.
Yeah, that one. Gonna get banned on Twitch now, but
yeah,
that one.
An individual pointed out to him that having sex with a minor is still a crime.
Sure is.
Brayden comes back with, I know, I'm just saying people are making it sound way worse than it is.
No, I don't think they are.
No, they're not. They're really not. It's still bad.
Bad.
And those are my two stupid people.
Well, I only have one. And I wasn't exactly prepared, but I don't think there's any better way to start Season 6, Episode 1 than going to a Barstool Sports article.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So much for Southern hospitality. Brian Kelly took a huge facial from a tardy reporter in his press conference today who told him, maybe if you'd win, I'd be on time. But that's not why we're here.
No, of course not.
That's not why this is in this segment, because Horace responded. Cause he ain't be the panda and the lamp of one, like they said raisins was but one with a head and them football. Hashtag roll tide.
We gotta start the season off with Horace. I should have let you lead off with that. Had I known that that's what yours was, I would have let you lead off.
Well, I miss that, man. He goes kind of dark when college football isn't around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now college football's back, and that means Horace is back. And that means I can break my brain on Twitter.
Yep, means we're gonna be hearing from Horace.
Uh-huh.
Is that all you got?
He changed his Twitter cover picture. It's not the Bamalance anymore. Oh no, sorry, that was his profile picture. No, his cover picture now says, "We praise Jesus and yell roll tide roll."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bill with the bio, super good now. Alabama footballs is all and nothing else matters. 82 timed chance. Hashtag roll tide.
Huh.
In tweet, Bill wishing a happy Feathers Day to Poppy Saban. Horace hasn't changed. He's still Horace.
Yep, he's still Horace. Are we ready to move on to the news?
Well, I don't know what's in the news other than what I wrote down in the notes, but I have a feeling there's more.
I have all the stuff that I sent you to. We'll fly through that.
You bring that up, because I don't think I have it.
Oh, well, that's awkward. I know I sent them to you at some point. We'll fly through everything. Summer break edition. The Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup over the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for everybody's loss, because Colorado might be one of the most hated teams in the NHL.
Well, I hate the Avs. Yeah.
Let's move on. One of the only times we'll bring up the NBA in ever on this show. The Golden State Warriors win the NBA championship over the Boston Celtics.
They never had a chance.
Nope. Moving on.
It was always the Warriors.
Yeah. Moving on. Calvin Ridley got suspended indefinitely for the 2022 NFL season after it came to light that he was gambling on Atlanta Falcons games that he wasn't playing in.
The team that he plays for. Yeah. Yeah, that occurred.
Yes, it did. Moving on.
To be fair, didn't he bet like $1,000, which is so stupid for a guy that's making like millions of dollars, and he bets like $1,000 on games and he gets suspended for a whole year?
Yeah.
It's so dumb. On both parts. The fact that he got suspended that long for betting $1,000 when he's making all that money, and then, you know, the simple act of doing it. Like,
my biggest thing is that they were games that he was not even playing in.
No, yeah, he was injured.
That's the part that pisses me off with this suspension, and we'll talk about some NFL suspensions here in a few minutes.
Oh, God.
Starting with the Miami Dolphins.
That's a train wreck.
Yes it is. We're going to keep this train wreck short, though. The Miami Dolphins got hit with tampering allegations / violating the integrity of the league. The NFL may not have a lot of integrity of that, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Oh, God.
After being found guilty of tampering with Tom Brady, not once, but twice, and Sean Payton, while they were both under contract with other teams. Tom Brady once when he was with the Patriots, and once when he was with the Buccaneers. Tua Tagovailoa was sitting there thinking, why don't you guys love me? And the answer to that is because, well, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tuanon's a real thing. That's a conspiracy against Tua Tagovailoa.
And Sean Payton was, well, the coach of the Saints.
Well, yes.
Here's the punishment that is mostly bullshit. Owner Stephen Ross gets suspended until October 18th, meaning he can't be at the facility at all, can't represent them during any events related to the team or league events, nor can he attend any league meeting until the annual league meeting in 2023, and he is removed from all league committees indefinitely, along with being fined $1.5 million. Bruce Beal.
$1.5 million for Stephen Ross. Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, he's really hurting there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm
sure the Ross School of Business will pay for it.
One of the richest guys in the NFL.
Christ.
Bruce Beal, the Dolphins.
Where's the Brian Flores stuff and all of that?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh God.
Bruce Beal, the Dolphins chairman, vice chairman, and limited partner, may not attend any league meeting for the remainder of the season and is fined $500,000.
By the way, how do you suspend an owner? He still owns the team.
There is that. Yeah.
That's a new one.
The worst part of this for the Dolphins is that the team loses their 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. Even after all of this, though, the league supposedly did not find any shred of evidence of intentionally tanking, which I think is bullshit. But they have so many problems going on with.
How do you not find any evidence of intentionally tanking when Brian Flores is just like, yeah, Stephen Ross paid me to try and lose?
I'm just going to go out and say, here's my theory on it. The NFL didn't want to deal any with it because they got so much bullshit going on with Dan Snyder and the Washington Commies, the Washington Commanders, the Washington football team, the Washington Washingtons. Yeah. The Washington Commanders. The Washington people are going to call their abbreviation of their name is Commies, for Christ's sake. They did not think that out, but I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of integrity, or lack thereof, though, Deshaun Watson has finally been suspended by the NFL regarding sexual assault allegations.
Oh, Christ.
At first, he was suspended for 6 games.
2-year ordeal this has been?
Yeah. At first, Deshaun Watson was suspended for 6 games by mediator or whatever the fuck useless job Judge Sue Robinson had. Then the NFL, of course, came in and appealed, and Watson got 11 games, which is still nowhere near enough. Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson is now a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
And he got
that trade happened while we weren't doing this.
And he got a new mega contract, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the Browns are paying him and Baker Mayfield both to not play for the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. The Bobby Bonilla contract might be the worst in all time of sports, but the fact that the Browns are now paying 2 quarterbacks a big $20 million plus to not play for them.
Yeah.
That's, this phrase had a bad connotation to it when it first came about, because of the aftermath of the phrase and what happened in the game after this was said. But the Browns is the Browns.
Yeah.
Juju was right this whole time.
Yeah. Since dipshit Deshaun Watson is now a Cleveland Brown, Baker finally got traded. He's with the Carolina Panthers, and he got named the Week 1 starter for the Panthers because, well, Sam Darnold sucks massive ass.
Yeah. Baker says he's going to fuck him up.
After I said Sam Darnold sucks massive ass, Jordan was supposed to say confirmed, but he didn't, but we'll move on.
Oh, shit. Gotta warm into the season here. I'm sorry.
The Week 1 opponent for the Baker Mayfield-led Carolina Browns is the Cleveland, or the Carolina Baker Mayfield-led Carolina Panthers is the Cleveland Browns, led by
Carolina Baker Browns pants.
The Browns, led by who the fuck knows?
That's genuinely a good question because I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
Sean Kaiser ain't there anymore.
No, he is not. Back to Deshaun Watson and his new contract.
Oh boy.
5 years, $230 million guaranteed. All of it. However, the Browns will...
Me too.
Yeah. The Browns will only be paying him $1 million this season because he's suspended for more than half the season.
I mean, they're only going to pay him that much. Isn't he still counting that much against the cap, though? Like his actual amount?
No.
Oh, well, fuck. If I was the Browns, why aren't I signing the biggest free agent that's still available? Whatever the fuck that is.
No, I'm sorry. No, his actual amount is counting.
Jay doesn't want to play Cleveland anymore.
Yeah. No, his actual amount does, I believe, count to the cap.
Oh, okay.
Enough of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Other moves in the NFL. I don't have any contract deals with this, but we're just gonna go with it. Russell Wilson is now a Bronco. Devontae Adams is a Las Vegas Raider. Aaron Rodgers got a wide receiver, just not one he probably wanted, in Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is usually only good Week 1 of the season. That sucks for the Minnesota Vikings. And Kirk Cousins, is he good? No.
No.
Matt Ryan is now...
If FanDuel Sportsbook has to publish an image that has a picture of Kirk Cousins with the caption, "Is he good?" on it, nope, no, you're probably not good.
Matt Ryan's now a Colt, and Carson Wentz has winced on over to suck with the Washington Commanders.
Sorry, did you just say Wentz now over?
Yep. I even wrote that in the notes.
Can I just end the call?
If you want.
Good God.
Yeah, that one's bad. That's a bad one.
Yeah, that was said.
Yep. We're flying through the news here, thankfully.
No.
What? What?
I said, is Carson Wentz good?
No. Well, let's talk about another shit sandwich real quick.
Please move on from Wentz on over, please.
The Buffalo Bills released rookie punter Matt Ariza. As I had already mentioned at the top of Stupid People Say Stupid Things, after being accused of raping a 17-year-old minor last year while he was at college, all I'm gonna say.
Oh, no, sorry, gang raping.
Oh, gang. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
With two teammates, all I'm gonna say, if you want more details, because it's kind of gruesome, look it up yourself. We not going into detail on it here.
Fairly certain that's against Twitch TOS, so it'd probably get banned.
I don't want to talk about two sexual assault cases here on this podcast show today.
Yeah, but we basically already have.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Deshaun Watson today.
Yeah. And to wrap up some of it, we got some more. This is a story that's confusing.
Oh no.
Florida A&M played North Carolina Saturday night in a Week 0 game. So this was 2 Saturdays ago. That's not the story. The story here is, for whatever reason, and I say whatever reason because no one can come to an agreement as to what and why this happened.
Oh no.
27 Florida A&M players were ineligible to travel and play at Chapel Hill against the North Carolina Tar Heels. The team was notified very late on Thursday night or early Friday morning before they had to leave, and reportedly for a while none of the players, including the ones cleared to travel, boarded the buses to leave because they didn't want to go play. It looked like they were going to forfeit, but eventually the players and coaches agreed to make the trip up to North Carolina. Florida A&M only took 6 offensive linemen, and they got shit stomped.
Well, and then North Carolina also lost to App State, but that's beside the point.
A few more pieces. These are some things Jordan came up with. Serena Williams lost to Alia.
Good luck.
Tomljanovic in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open, ending her tennis career. She was the world number 1 for 319 weeks, 186 of them consecutively throughout her career. She finishes with 14 Grand Slam doubles titles and 14 Grand Slam double titles and 23 Grand Slam singles titles.
Correct.
Even though it says doubles titles for both of these.
Don't worry about my typo in the notes. Don't worry about that.
And finally wrapping up the news, mercifully, even though we kept the news...
The best story.
We kept the news in under 30 minutes.
I felt like you would care about this so much.
Jake Paul is fighting Anderson Silva on October 29th.
Also, I don't know why the note says Anderson Silvion. This is what happens in like 6 months when we don't do this. Google forgets who I am, apparently.
There we go. And now it is time. We got the notes done in 30 minutes. Or the news.
Yeah, the news.
College football preview time.
I don't know if I'm ready.
We're going to do this a little bit differently than last year. We're going to kind of I want to fly through conference by conference, at least with the Power 5.
Well, that's all I have in the notes here is the Power 5, and I feel like we should go from the bottom team on these lists to the top.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about every team.
Well, I mean, that's fair, too.
Because...
I feel like we should at least mention them. And then just basically move on because, we're starting with the ACC. Duke doesn't have a shot. There we go. There's the college football preview for Duke.
The ACC, I only want to talk about 4 teams. Really, I only want to talk about 2.
Yeah.
But there's 2 other teams that I feel like I have to talk about.
Oh, God.
We're going to start with the defending champion, Pittsburgh.
Hey, who the hell was that?
The Pitt Panthers. The defending ACC champion.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Because Clemson was bad. And we'll talk about Clemson here in a few moments.
Oh, they're still bad.
They're still bad. Pitt played West Virginia on Thursday night. And Pitt looked atrocious. Pitt shouldn't have won that game. A couple calls go their way, and that's what happens. And they win. Couple calls where a couple calls late in the game where the refs got very involved late that were 50-50 calls. I'm not going to say they're egregious. Like, they're 50-50 ways, 50-50, and they went with Pitt. The big one, the pass at the end of the game on West Virginia's final offensive drive, was ruled a completion and then ruled an incompletion after review. I personally don't think there was enough to overturn that. Moral of the story, though, Pitt should arguably be 0-1. Keaton Slovis transfer from USC did not look phenomenal. I know his stats: 16 for 24, 308, 1 touchdown.
Oh God, I thought he graduated.
Nope, he transferred from USC to go to Pitt. JT Daniels, who transferred from Georgia to go to West Virginia, didn't look great, but Keaton Slovis just did not look good. That
guy got displaced by Stetson Barrett.
Yeah. Like, Pitt should be 0-1. They're not going to be good this year. The notes have them at plus 850 to win the ACC. I'm assuming that's what that is. And the fact
Pitt, yes.
The fact that they're that low at plus 850 astounds me. Moving, do you have anything to say about Pitt?
No Kenny Pickett, no. Pat Narduzzi's still there.
Yeah, he is.
And they're not going to win the ACC.
Moving on, I want to say very quickly about Florida State. Very, very quick. And I say very quickly, I mean very, very quickly about Florida State. I don't know if they're going to win the ACC this year. They might not win the ACC Atlantic, their division. But
possibly.
And I know one of their opponents was Duquesne. They looked good against LSU. And what was essentially a home game for LSU. They looked good against LSU for the majority of that game. And
yeah,
I want to.
Even though we're gonna shit talk LSU on this podcast all year,
yeah,
they didn't look bad. LSU didn't look bad. Florida State didn't look bad either.
Florida State looked solid, and other than just that final 5 minutes, really, it was the final 5 minutes that LSU got life after a goal line fumble. But Florida State, Mike Norvell's a good coach, is a solid coach. I think Florida State could possibly make a little bit of noise.
Noise, yes. I don't know about much more.
Moving on to another team that could possibly make some noise. And I don't know if I don't necessarily believe in it. A program that got tombstoned by Ohio State 20 years ago. The University of Miami Hurricanes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, by the way, Florida State plus 2,400 to win the ACC.
No.
I'm bringing up the Miami Hurricanes because they have the second best odds to win the ACC at plus 480. And I want to bring Miami up. I don't, other than the fact they have their new head coach in Mario Cristobal, I don't understand why people are so excited about this team.
I can never get excited about Miami.
Like,
Never.
Oh, hey, they beat Bethune. They beat the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 70-13 at home.
Oh, God, they allowed 13 points?
Yeah. You're talking about a Miami team that the most exciting thing about Miami last year was that occurrence where there was a cat in Hard Rock Stadium and a fan saved its life as the cat was falling.
I don't know. Didn't somebody throw a shoe last year?
Probably. Like, why are we excited about this program?
Not.
I'm not. Like, okay, you scored 70 on Bethune-Cookman. Your next opponent is
Little sister of the poor tack.
Southern Mississippi.
Yeah, what I said.
They don't play a real opponent until Texas A&M in week 3. If they beat Texas A&M, maybe then I'll start to possibly buy into the hype.
They're not gonna.
They're not going to. No.
No.
And Miami, they're the third program I feel like I had to talk about just because... Florida State and Miami were the two programs I felt like we had to talk about. Miami especially, considering they're a plus 480 to win the ACC. They have the second best odds. We've talked two of the three programs that I wanted to talk about. The rest of the ACC I don't care about. North Carolina, I had nothing against Mac Brown. Not going to happen. North Carolina State almost lost to East Carolina. Not going to happen. Wake Forest, Virginia, Syracuse, Boston College, Virginia Tech, Louisville. Nada.
North Carolina should have lost to App State.
That's not as egregious as East Carolina.
Well, no. But allowing 40 points to App State in the fourth quarter is.
That's not good. Lastly, with the ACC, the Clemson Tigers, the number 5 overall Clemson Tigers. Minus 165 to win the ACC. This team is trash. DJ Uiagalelei is trash. The dude is seeing ghosts. He made Jeff Sims from Georgia Tech look solid at quarterback. I know DJ Uiagalelei threw for 210 on 19 for 32 in one touchdown. He looked terrible. I don't care that Clemson won by 30 when half of it was done in the fourth quarter.
My opinion on Clemson is that they are going to run away with the ACC because the ACC is garbage.
The ACC is the worst Power 5 conference in the country.
Probably make the playoffs. They'll probably be 3 or 4.
No, I don't.
And then get boat raced in the playoffs.
I will say Clemson will probably run away with the ACC. They're going to lose to Notre Dame. They're gonna lose to Notre. They're not
Yeah.
gonna beat Notre Dame, especially at Notre Dame. They're not going to South Bend to beat Notre Dame.
Fair.
Like, and I know Notre Dame's not in the ACC. We'll talk about them now. They're an independent. Notre Dame for 2 quarters, you can even say 2.5, looked extremely solid against Ohio State. That's really it.
Yeah.
I can't say much else about Notre Dame. I mean, yeah, they're an independent. They looked extremely solid. I'm talking about them now because they're ACC adjacent.
Basically.
They looked really solid. Their quarterback, Ty Buckner, not great. Their running game is not good. Defensively, Marcus Freeman's doing something right because they looked good against Ohio State defensively. That's it. Notre Dame, though, the rest of their schedule is garbage until they play Clemson and then USC at the end of the season. Because it's Notre Dame. So, the ACC. Collective agreement.
Clemson, sounds like.
Yeah. Clemson and then the ACC. The conference is just ass. It's so bad.
Miami's not there. Pitt's not there. Like, all the teams with the top odds, like, of any chance to win this conference, they're just not there.
They're just not there. They're not. I'm not impressed by Miami. Pitt should be 0-1. North Carolina State should be 0-1. North Carolina should be 1-1.
Yep.
And then Florida State, I just don't know. I don't think they're there. I think they'll be close, but I just don't think they're there. Let's move on to the Big 12.
Oh, you mean the Big 10?
I hate you, but Big 12.
Big 12, 10 teams.
Big 12. Kansas is not good.
No.
Texas Tech, no. West Virginia looked like a real football team. That's really all I got with them. They'll beat Kansas this week.
Not saying much, but yeah, probably.
Like, I think West Virginia will be better than their team than they were last year. That's really all I can say about that. Iowa State is very heavily dependent on what they do this weekend against Iowa.
They'll win 10-7.
Kansas State's irrelevant. TCU. TCU beat Colorado. Okay.
Hey, Mel Tucker was there. # relentless.
Baylor. This is where I wanted to go. Baylor is quite possibly the Big 12's best chance of a playoff? Maybe?
Yeah, because I don't know what any of the teams ahead of them in the odds are doing. No clue.
I mean, I know Baylor's a plus 550 to win the conference. Baylor was the best. I mean, well, other than Oklahoma, Baylor, granted, it was against the Albany Great Danes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Elite program there.
Looked at least probably the best out of the Big 12 teams this week, winning 69-10.
Nice.
Let's see, what do we got next? We have Oklahoma State at plus 550.
Baylor over them.
Yeah. Oklahoma State had a massive collapse in the fourth quarter and gave up 22 to Central. Against Central Michigan, only beating them 58-44.
Yeah, Central Michigan almost won that game.
Yeah, Central almost. Yeah. That.
There's a team that's in here that I need to ask you if are they back?
I was just getting to that next team, Texas at plus 350.
We're back.
Quinn Ewers, other than that opening interception against University of Louisiana Monroe, looked solid.
Yeah, and they got his car towed.
And he got his car towed. Is Texas back?
Nope.
Probably not. We'll find out this week if they can at least cover the spread or keep it close.
To come later in the picks, because
yeah,
Bama and Texas is in there.
And then finally, Oklahoma's a plus 200 to win the conference.
Hey. I don't know. They're a bit too much of a mess for me. Like, new head coach.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks they used last year are gone. They transferred. I don't know what to expect from anything of what's going on. So
yeah,
Big 12/10, probably Baylor.
I just don't know. Oklahoma looked good against UTEP. Not quite as good as Baylor.
Yeah. No, it's about to happen though, right?
Texas is gonna win.
Yeah, Texas is gonna win the Big 12.
Eh. As somebody who wants to see Quinn Ewers succeed, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
As someone who doesn't want to see Texas be back, I don't.
Yeah, Oklahoma just has too many questions, and unfortunately, they're playing a MAC team in Kent State this week, so I don't think we're gonna get any answers.
No.
Big 12 is just it's better than the
Texas,
ACC.
though, Texas gets to see their future. They wanted to join the SEC. And there they go.
Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun losing by 40 to Alabama.
Let's move on to notes. The Big Ten.
This one I feel like we should spend a little bit of time on all these teams. And by a little bit of time, I mean like 10 seconds for the majority of them, but
who do we
like how do you feel about Illinois' chances to win the Big Ten?
I don't. Brett Bielema is still the coach.
Ooh, pig.
I mean, Brett Bielema or Illinois has already lost a Big Ten game.
Brett Bielema likes fidget spinners.
Yeah, there is that. Like, Illinois sucks.
Is Brandon Peters still on the roster?
Of Illinois? Let me find out.
Or did he graduate? Or
He finally graduated.
oh, thank God.
You know who is on the roster, though?
Oh, no.
Art Sikowski, who transferred from Rutgers.
How does it get worse? Don't tell me he's starting.
I don't know who the starter is. And I don't care to know.
Nope. Illinois is not winning the Big Ten. Stupid Rutgers
Is not winning the Big Ten.
No. Are they winning their division? Are they going to the title game?
No.
What? They're not winning the Big Ten East?
No.
They're not going to beat Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, MSU? They're not going to beat those teams?
They might not beat Maryland. Let alone anybody else that you just named.
Rutgers was kind of a wacky last year, at least in terms of covering the spread. So I don't know. I can't talk too much shit about stupid Rutgers, but
here,
I don't know.
I'll give you a list of the Big Ten games Rutgers will win this year.
Gosh.
Nebraska.
Well, yeah, because Nebraska's not beating anybody.
That.
And yet somehow they have higher odds than these teams.
That.
So,
they're going to beat
way,
Nebraska.
These odds are as of yesterday.
Oof. Yeah, they'll beat Nebraska.
Yeah, stupid Rutgers. So.
They're not going to beat Iowa. They're not going to beat Ohio State. They're not going to beat Indiana, Minnesota, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, who they have to play those three teams in a row. In Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State. Oof.
Oy.
And then they have to end the season with Maryland. They're not going to beat Maryland.
I don't know. Do you believe in Greg Schiano?
No.
Schiano get the Schiano boys buzzing?
No.
Thought you liked Greg Schiano.
No. I wanted that man as far away from Ohio State as possible.
Well, yeah, but you want a lot of people away from Ohio State.
I wanted Greg Schiano very far away from Ohio State when he was there.
Hey, he's not very far away. He's in the same conference, same division.
And now he's losing by 60 to them.
Well, yes. Well, stupid Rutgers is stupid Rutgers for a reason.
Yeah, they are. Who do we got next?
Northwestern.
I wish I could say they have any hope.
I don't know. They might be kind of like mid-pack. I think,
I like Pat Fitzgerald.
I mean, I would put their odds. I would basically swap Northwestern and Nebraska, and then I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I think Northwestern will finish mid-pack.
Yeah, in their division.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about all I got on him. I mean, Pat Fitzgerald just does what he does with subpar talent and somehow gets a decent team every now and then, but not this year.
Yeah.
Well, the dentist.
Oh, God, Tom Allen in Indiana. They have a Big Ten win.
Yeah, and celebrated it like they won the Big Ten title.
And they're atop the division right now.
You see that smile on Tom Allen's face after they won that game?
I did.
Yeah. First Big Ten win in over a year. And the dude, oh, God. I get it. I mean, they didn't win a Big Ten game all last year, but good Lord.
Yeah, they're one look at Indiana's schedule. They got Nebraska, who they'll beat.
Oh, yes.
Michigan, Maryland, Rutgers, who they'll beat. Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, Purdue.
Oh, no. Not Purdue.
They might finish fifth in the East.
If all goes according to plan.
Like,
because you're not beating Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State, that's for sure.
And they probably won't beat Penn State, honestly.
Yeah, Penn State is probably gonna finish fourth. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Moving on to
Ohio
Maryland.
State, Michigan for the top 2. MSU in their home at 3rd place. And Penn State just doing what they do.
Moving on to Indiana. Or no, Maryland, I mean.
Maryland's, they're just not.
Maryland's quarterback is still Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa's brother.
Is it? I thought he transferred.
Nope.
Oh, God.
This team's gonna be bad. They might actually lose to Rutgers now.
Yeah, Talia Tagovailoa was the only reason that Maryland was even in games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless he's going to single-handedly win, let's be honest, 10 games to try and even be close to winning their division. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maryland. Thanks for coming.
Here's Maryland's Big Ten schedule. At Michigan.
Didn't know who Maryland's head coach was earlier today when we were talking about that.
No, we did not.
Nope. I forgot his name already.
I did too. At Michigan. Home against Michigan State. Home against Purdue. At Indiana. Home against Northwestern. At Wisconsin. At Penn State. Home against Ohio State. Home against Rutgers.
Oh, wow. End of the season with Rutgers.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
They have 3 very, extremely difficult road Big Ten games in Michigan, Wisconsin, Penn State.
Yeah, sorry, Maryland.
Those 3 are L's. They'll finish 6th at the highest.
I can't argue with it. I'd honestly put Indiana ahead of them.
Yeah. Nebraska.
What do we even say? Is Scott Frost still a head coach in Nebraska?
Yes.
Did Scott Frost call an onside kick in week 0 with the lead in the 4th quarter?
It was at the end of the 3rd quarter, but yes.
Yeah. And then blame his assistant coaches and players for his dumb call. That's Scott Frost?
Yep.
Put Nebraska at the bottom. Can I bet on Nebraska to be last in the Big Ten West?
Please.
Is that a thing I can do?
I mean, Nebraska fans are celebrating. This is the first time since they joined the Big Ten they don't have to play Ohio State.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're real thrilled, and yet they're still bad.
They're still terrible.
They're gonna be really, really bad as long as Scott Frost is the head coach. I don't know if I've ever seen a college coach that is this.
So
insane.
I have a Nebraska stat.
Gene Chizik? I don't know.
I have a Nebraska stat. And this is
God.
Obviously I was not on the Nebraska train last year where everybody thought they were better than their record at 3-9.
Last year I was on that train because they were like within one score on a lot of like top 10 teams. Like they were close with Michigan in the 4th quarter, close with Oklahoma, close with Ohio State for a little bit.
Yeah, they were. And I was still never on that train.
Even a little bit, but
like
I did think they were better than their record, but not by much.
Like I was never on that train. And I will never be on that train until they like at one point before this year with Northwestern, I would have said if Nebraska could at least win one of those close games, then maybe I would want to believe.
Oh. Should have won week 0.
But now after Northwestern, they need to win like 2 or 3 of those close games for me to like believe that maybe Scott Frost is turning things around. Maybe they are better than what their
It
record
was the
shows.
jet lag, man. They were playing in Ireland. I mean, it was clearly the jet lag, despite the fact that both teams had to deal with that.
Yeah. Here's the Nebraska stat that I saw. Nebraska has lost 49 times since 2015.
Oh, good Lord.
30 of those are Scott Frost losses. Meaning the other two coaches, between him and Bo Pelini, only lost 19.
I was going to say, Scott Frost has not been there that long. 2015, Bo Pelini was still there.
Yeah.
He was still there until, I don't know, 2016, 17 maybe?
16. Nebraska... What was that?
And,
Between the years of 1973 and 1997, when Tom Osborne was the coach of Nebraska, they only lost 49 times. 24 years they lost 49 times. In 7 years.
49 times in 7?
Yeah.
I love Nebraska, man. They're the best.
Like,
I love them.
I will never. Anybody who points to me and says, "Oh, Nebraska's better than their record this year," I'm gonna show them that stat.
I mean, this year they haven't proven anything. I was on that train last year. This year, I don't know. They might be worse than their record, which I don't even know is possible.
Why was Nebraska playing in Northwest or in Ireland last week? Nobody knows why that game existed.
I don't know. All I know is that the internet didn't work at the stadium, so there was free beer.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works out. I feel like here in America, they'd just be like, oh, okay, well, we can't sell you beer, so we're not going to sell you any beer. You're not going to get any beer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's different in Ireland. They're just like, oh, well, we can't sell you beer? Here, just have
some. Let's move on from Nebraska. They might, honestly... Nebraska, final thoughts, they might actually finish last in the West.
If it wasn't for Illinois, maybe. They'll probably luck into one against Illinois.
Yeah, that would be the one-score game that they would win.
Yeah, Brett Bielema.
For the first time in Scott Frost's 5 years there. Purdue.
Nebraska fans. Oh, we were good in the 90s.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So great. Purdue.
At least Texas was good more recently than Nebraska.
We're back.
Purdue. Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell, who has been there for 9 years, 8 years, however many years.
Been there a long time.
Is still there.
So, Purdue, they're gonna be mid-pack. They're gonna win a couple games they shouldn't. It's just the Purdue way.
Yep.
It always is.
Yep.
Like, Purdue's gonna Purdue more often than not, and then I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks this season they're gonna do something stupid.
Probably against like Wisconsin, they'll find a way to win.
I would say they could beat Wisconsin. Is that a home game?
No.
No. Okay, so then the stupid Purdue magic only happens when they're at home.
It didn't happen against Penn State, unfortunately for them.
No, but it almost did.
So here's the problem. Here's Purdue's record, Big Ten record, because their non-conference is Indiana State, Syracuse, FAU. Oh my, wow, that's bad.
Undefeated Purdue. Are they going to be ranked?
Here's their Big Ten record: lost to Penn State already.
Yep.
Travel to Minnesota, travel to Maryland, home against Nebraska, travel to Wisconsin, home against Iowa, travel to Illinois, home against Northwestern, travel to Indiana.
hear maybe 3 wins.
Yep, Nebraska, Illinois,
Maybe Indiana.
maybe Indiana. Toss up against Northwestern. Toss up against Iowa. They don't have the Purdue magic against Wisconsin.
I don't know. They're probably not going to beat Iowa. Although, I don't know. Iowa's... I can't wait to talk about Iowa. They might be my new favorite team.
Oh yeah, no, home against
I love them.
Purdue, home against Nebraska that weekend, and when we do backdoor cover that weekend, like smash Purdue money line no matter what it is. Home against Nebraska.
Wow.
Like
What? When's that game?
October 15th.
That money line is probably going to be like minus 550 Purdue by that point. I hope you know. Because Nebraska is that bad.
That is true. Purdue might only win 3 or 4 games in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But mid-pack.
Yeah.
The Devil Magic is up next.
Iowa. Plus 5,000.
Games.
They... Spencer Petras is terrible.
He's still their quarterback.
He
I
is.
I feel like he should be about a 7th-year senior at this point.
He is so bad.
You know who's not bad? Their punter.
Hell yeah, their punter's good.
Their punter's good. Your punter better be damn good if you're punting from your opponent's 37
Yeah.
on a 4th and 3.
Yeah.
Their punter might be the best player on that team.
Yeah. I can't even get excited about how their defense looked against
Oh, no. Who the hell they play?
the South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
No. The fact that they still allowed 3 points.
Yeah, I get it. South Dakota.
Sorry, 5 points. Oh, no, they
No,
allowed
3.
3. Was it 7-3?
Yeah. Yeah, South Dakota State's quarterback.
Safeties in a field goal.
Yeah. South Dakota State's
That is
quarterback.
an unconventional way to score 7 points.
Yeah, 2 safeties and a field goal. Ugh.
I love them. I love Iowa.
Like South Dakota State's quarterback, 10 of 26 for 87 yards. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That was like Cade McNamara.
their running back, 18 carries for 50 yards. Ugh.
Oh my!
Like I can't even. But I
Not
can't.
a
Even,
good average.
no, I can't even get excited about Iowa's. Like, yeah, Iowa's defense played really tough. They played really good against the South
Nobody.
Dakota State Jackrabbits. I keep saying, like, they have some form of devil magic.
Be like the Big Ten Player of the Year or something.
Fuck, maybe. They have some devil magic. They'll probably find a way to beat Michigan.
Yeah, you would wish that would occur. Now,
I wouldn't be surprised.
that game will probably be close because Kinnick Magic, but
They'll find a way to beat Wisconsin this year, probably, because Kinnick devil magic.
well, there's the Kinnick Devil Magic. They'll beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin's fine.
I wouldn't be surprised if it strikes twice.
Wisconsin's still probably going to go to the Big Ten title game. So
Iowa's Big Ten schedule: at Rutgers, home against Michigan, at Illinois, at Ohio State, home against Northwestern, at Purdue, home against Wisconsin, at Minnesota, home against Nebraska. Let's see: win against Rutgers.
Yep.
Win against Illinois.
Yep.
50-50 against Northwestern right now.
Iowa, I don't know. Right now, yes, 50-50. Iowa's got to do something on offense. They got to score some points for me to give them that easy win.
Purdue, they might lose.
I would say given what they've already shown us, I would say Purdue's going to beat them. But again,
Traveling to Purdue.
They can come out and score 40 points next week, and somehow I'd be back on that Iowa Devil Magic train.
Possible Devil Magic against Wisconsin. Who knows? Lost to Minnesota most likely, and then they're going to beat Nebraska no matter what. I skipped Michigan because possible Devil Magic. Who the fuck knows with them? And then they travel to Ohio State, and that game could that game could be ugly.
Well,
if
just don't promise 100 points, okay?
If Iowa's offense doesn't find something before the 22nd of October, that game could be very ugly.
So basically, bench Spencer Petras and start whoever the fuck else they have.
Start a wet paper bag, for Christ's sake.
Start nobody at quarterback. Run the Wildcat every single play.
Yeah, like that would arguably be better.
Or, I don't know, mid-season transfer from Army.
Would still arguably be better.
Start running the option.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I don't want to.
Michigan State, plus 3,000. They could throw the ball this year.
Can they?
Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah, Mel Tucker certainly proved that with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Against Western Michigan.
Jalen Berger ran for 120 and a touchdown on 16 carries.
Western Michigan.
The big thing here, the big question mark still will be how terribly defensive the defensive backfield is.
I don't know if this is possible, but from what I saw of that game, it does look like they might be worse. And I didn't know that was possible.
I don't know if that's possible because they were the worst pass defense in the country last year.
They made Cade McNamara, who I am absolutely running all over with every word that I speak these days because he looked like absolute shit against Colorado State. Cade McNamara looked like Tom fucking Brady in the MSU game a year ago. Like, I don't know.
Like, that pass defense still could be one of. I don't think they'll be the worst in the Big Ten this year. I mean, I don't think they'll be the worst in the country like they were last year.
Yeah.
But they still might be one of the worst.
Also, how does Xavier Henderson still have eligibility? He's the best defensive back they have, and I feel like he's been there 7 years.
Yeah, and isn't he hurt now?
He's my defensive Mike Hart. Like, remember back in the day when Mike Hart was at the University of Michigan for like 10 years?
Yeah. And lost to Ohio State every time somehow.
Yeah, and lost to MSU a shit ton too, because he was the one that did that little brother thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of L's in that period. App State.
Yeah, Xavier Henderson, who is currently injured right now.
Yeah, but still there.
And will be missing time as a senior.
Yeah, a senior again.
It's been there 5 years. Yeah, that defensive backfield. That defensive backfield's bad. Let's move on to Minnesota and Mohamed Ibram.
Oh, hold on. Wasn't done shit talking Peyton Thorne. I'm kidding.
I would say, What do you have to say? Because he was the best looking player that Michigan State had on Friday night. I was say.
I just had to get a reaction out of the MSU alum sitting next to me who's now giving me a middle finger.
Let's move on to Minnesota and Mohammed Ibrahim.
Yeah, Minnesota. Plus 2,000 is actually a bet that I mean, if it wasn't to win the Big Ten, I mean, if it was to like get to the title game, I would
take that.
To win the Big Ten is a bit rough because Mo Ibrahim's really all they got.
They still have Tanner Morgan at quarterback, who threw for $170 against New Mexico State.
Who? Nobody. Yeah. Mo Ibrahim is their offense. It's got to go through him. And if there's games where they can't get him going, and they have to rely on throwing the ball, it could spell trouble for Minnesota. But if they can successfully run the ball, defense might be average.
And they'll still win games.
Minnesota could surprise some people. I honestly really like the positioning that they are in this ranking here.
Yeah.
With the odds kind of right behind Wisconsin in the West.
And I
think that's really good. Right now, especially after what happened with Iowa in week 1, I would put Minnesota ahead of Iowa and right in there behind Wisconsin. Until Wisconsin falls, I would say Minnesota's a good second place team.
So here's Minnesota's Big Ten schedule. At Michigan State, going to East Lansing, early this year.
I mean, wow, they're clearly going to win that.
I mean, the biggest thing of that is Michigan State's biggest weakness is pass defense, and that's Minnesota's biggest offensive weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Going to East Lansing to play the Spartans, home against Purdue.
Going to the woodshed and the deep end and the whatevers. Sorry, I'm done.
Traveling to Illinois. Traveling to Penn State, home against Rutgers. Traveling to Nebraska. Nebraska is just a free win, I'm assuming, for any team.
I can't see any team in the Big Ten losing to Nebraska.
Other than maybe Illinois. And even then...
That's a battle of absolute shitfest, and Scott Frost and Brett Bielema.
Yeah. Northwestern...
Do those two teams play?
Yes, they have to, because they're in the same conference, or same division.
Oh, right. They're both in the West. Then yes, absolutely. I want to watch that game, and we should do a watch party live on Twitch.
Yes. Yes.
That shithole needs to be documented for the rest of the time.
Yes.
And I might not have a smile on my face that entire time.
I might not be able to do it sober, and I can't get drunk. So.
Well, there's that.
So Minnesota travels to Northwestern to Nebraska the first week of November. Home against Northwestern, home against Iowa, then at Wisconsin. I could potentially see the Minnesota Golden Gophers and PJ Fleck having one Big Ten loss going into Thanksgiving weekend against Wisconsin.
I can't really argue it right now. They're gonna have to. I think it's really in their hands. Like,
yeah,
they have every opportunity to be in that spot to win the Big Ten West, and if they don't do it, I feel like it really is just on them. Like, I feel like they're good enough to do it, and if they don't, then I don't know, some sort of failure's going on.
Yeah,
which I do love me some PJ Fleck, despite us talking earlier today about PJ being the least intimidating man. Or name for a man.
We were talking about that.
We were indeed. I don't know. I think they could very much be in that spot, a one-loss Big Ten team heading into Thanksgiving, and with every opportunity to win the West, and I'd go to Indy for, I believe, the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at their Big Ten schedule, like I said, traveling to East Lansing, I think I could see them losing that game.
Yes, right now, yes. Going off what MSU did last year, you would say that yes, they would probably lose that game. But I
Not
feel
even
like,
off of what MSU did last year. Off of
don't
just
say what off of what they did against Western.
no, just off of what Minnesota is. Like Tanner Morgan's not good.
Yeah, but I maintain Peyton Thorne's not good.
He's better than he can throw better than Tanner Morgan.
Maybe, but Peyton Thorne has also had like stud receivers to throw to. It's almost like how I don't get the hype around CJ Stroud in a little ways, because CJ Stroud had 3 fucking first round receivers to throw to last year. Now Peyton Thorne didn't have that luxury, but they were still studs.
And they still have good receivers. Like Michigan State will probably beat Minnesota because Minnesota can't throw the ball. That's just not what they do.
I don't know. Put PJ Fleck in the game. Throw PJ Fleck on there with pads and see what happens.
Then they would
NCAA rule.
then they would probably have a chance of entering Thanksgiving as a no-loss Big Ten team. Because they're going to beat Purdue. They're going to beat Illinois.
The fact that I can't even disagree with that PJ Fleck being the quarterback.
I know. I can't find argument.
A better team.
That's how bad Tanner Morgan is.
Oh, I know. I mean, you saw that last year when Mo Ibrahim went down.
Yeah.
Minnesota was dog shit.
Michigan State can... The one thing Michigan State's defense can do is defend the run. Like, that's the only thing they can do.
The only thing they could do.
And I honestly would not be surprised if that's the only thing they could do this year.
Quite possibly, because they ain't defended the pass. I think that's very clear at this point.
Yeah. Like, they're probably... I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota beats Penn State.
Yeah.
Even though that's a whiteout game for Penn State. Oh, wait. Penn State's the only...
That's fine. They have a 9-8 record in whiteout games.
I thought it was 8-9.
No, it's a 9-8.
Oh, yeah, they beat Auburn last year.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, the whiteout's not very... doesn't work very well.
Yep.
They're going to beat Rutgers. Nebraska's a free win.
Spoiler alert, Penn State's next. Can't wait to talk shit about Penn State.
Oh, shit. Nebraska's a free win. Northwestern... they'll probably beat Northwestern, and Iowa's shown me nothing. Iowa could... What?
Punting wins games.
Iowa could have the worst offense in the Big Ten.
After what we saw last Saturday, yep, but punting wins games apparently.
Let's move on to Penn State.
What am I supposed to say about Penn State? What? 4th in the Big Ten.
Yeah. That's it. 4th in the Big Ten.
Ohio State, Michigan State, in no particular order, in the East. All 3 of those teams are going to be better than Penn State.
Yeah.
I mean,
just the fact that Penn State has higher odds to win the Big Ten at plus 1,400 than Michigan State, when it's just like it's written in stone that Penn State's gonna finish 4th.
Well, yeah, because it's in James Franklin's DNA.
Yeah, like here's their Big Ten schedule: home against Northwestern. Wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to lose it.
Should be a dub though.
Should be.
Count that as a dub.
Travel to Michigan, that's going to be an L most likely.
We beat them last year and we're offensively better. The offense was the problem in that game.
Whiteout against Minnesota.
can't give them a dub in that game.
They play.
They're gonna, in typical Penn State fashion, they're gonna be average. They're gonna drop their whiteout record to 9-9. They're gonna lose to Minnesota.
They play Ohio State.
One win Big Ten team. I'm keeping track.
They play Ohio State the following week, which will probably be a whiteout.
Oh yeah, it's a home game for Penn State again.
Yep.
No, you know what they're gonna do?
I swear they're gonna do that stripe out.
Yep. They're gonna put the people on the 50-yard line and make them wear blue shirts, and make it look like they're helmets and think it's a big deal.
Yeah, and
lose that too.
Yeah.
One win.
So far we're both pretty, like, as an Ohio State fan, I'm not gonna go out and say any guarantees against Penn State. But you are making that guarantee though that they're just gonna lose.
I'm making that guarantee
that they're just gonna lose
because James Franklin is going to cost them games. It's just what he does.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, the X factor for Penn State the last few years, and Dotson, not there anymore.
Nope.
What do you know? Their best player gone. They're gonna have to replace him before, and have somebody step up before I start to believe in Penn State and stop calling them Penn State.
Thank you, Horace, for that, Jim.
I love you, Horace.
Travel to Indiana. 50-50. Win, okay. So 2 wins. Home against Maryland.
I'll give him one there.
3. Travel to Rutgers. 4.
I gotta give him 4. Stupid Rutgers does play some insane games every now and then, but I'll give him 4.
And then they close the season against Michigan State.
That's in East Lansing?
No, in Penn State, in Happy Valley this year.
Ooh. Shit, I don't know.
I'm gonna say 50-50, but I can't even lean 50-50. I'm leaning Michigan State in that game.
I would lean Michigan State too, just because I feel like Penn State. I can't have any faith in them.
No,
I just can't.
No. If you want to go on more about Penn State, go ahead. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
I don't know. Take a little intermission, I guess. I have nothing on Penn State. I think they'll finish 4th in the Big Ten. Big Ten East. Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, in no particular order, as I've said.
Are we still shitting on Penn State?
No, I took a break too.
Oh. Well, let's move on to Wisconsin. They're plus 800 to win the Big Ten. I don't have much to say about them. They're there.
It's in their hands. It's in their hands. It really is.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to misstep. Probably
To win the West. Yeah, they would have to.
Well, no, they're gonna have to misstep a couple times against Minnesota. And somebody else for Minnesota to have a shot. Because I don't think they're losing to anybody else. Maybe Iowa.
In the West?
Those two teams, Lord knows, yeah.
Yeah. So here's Wisconsin's schedule. Big Ten schedule. They start their Big Ten play at Ohio State.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Home against Illinois.
Okay, win.
Travel to Northwestern.
Should be a win.
Travel to East Lansing.
Ooh.
Yeah. 50-50, I think.
Yeah. That's a toss-up. That's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Home against Purdue.
Should win.
Should win, yep. Home against Maryland. Win.
Yep.
Travel to Iowa.
Ooh.
November 11th.
We're taking the Kinnick magic into consideration here, but... Oy.
November 19th. Travel to Nebraska. Win. And then they end the season against Minnesota.
Watch that game. Decide the West.
What? Wisconsin, Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
I think it will.
It will, and it should, and that's going to be great TV.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Wisconsin they always have this thing where they're just like the top rated team in the West, and I mean, they're already ranked. And I never know about them. I can't trust them.
They're a football team that they find ways to screw up somewhere.
Yes.
Much like Minnesota's chance to win the West is in their hands, it's really in the hands of Wisconsin. Because I could see both with
that Ohio State game.
That's the thing. I could see both Minnesota and Wisconsin going into that final weekend, their head-to-head game. I could see both of them being a one-loss team in the Big Ten. I could see Minnesota only losing to Michigan State. I believe is who... Yeah, Michigan State is probably going to be Minnesota's loss. And then Wisconsin's would probably be Ohio State.
I mean, fair.
I mean, there's a, like I said, there's a chance again to lose at East Lansing. So, yeah. I could see them both being one-loss teams going into that final game. Let's move on from Wisconsin. They exist. Next up, Michigan at plus 500.
I do want your opinions on Michigan first.
I could see Michigan losing 2 to 3 games. They're a very young team. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan is currently ranked number 4, by the way. Jim Harbaugh has a undying, unwavering devotion to Cade McNamara, even though Cade McNamara is very much the inferior quarterback. And that defense is just really young, and they've had a lot of rollover in the coordinator side this year. They lost coordinators back to the NFL, or wherever Josh Gaddis went. And I think this is a year that the youth does not necessarily serve them. And Jim Harbaugh's indecision.
So you say Michigan is going to lose 3 games. Which 3 games are those?
I could see them losing. As much as I don't want to say it, because I just don't want to see this Iowa team win anything this year. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose to Iowa. You could throw either Penn State or Michigan State in the mix, and then that trip to Columbus.
Well, yeah. I mean, I figured the Ohio State game is the one you would consider a loss. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, I guess, either way, if they were to lose 3 games. I don't know. Right now, as real and unbiased as I possibly can, I don't see them losing to Michigan State. Will they? Fucking to spite me? Probably. Penn State, I don't see anyway. That game last year with them was way closer than it should have been, and it was one of Cade McNamara's worst games. And after what Iowa just did, I can't pick them to beat Michigan, especially after what happened in the Big Ten championship game. I mean, Iowa played that field position game, the punting from their own fucking 40-yard or from the opposition's 40-yard line, and doing all that shit, and it didn't pay off for them at all. So
it did for about 2 quarters.
Fucking hardly a quarter and a half, I guess.
But continue.
Iowa doesn't have an offense. They just don't.
That I will agree with.
So the fact that Michigan does have some semblance of an offense, I don't know what it's going to look like by the time we get to that game. You do think Cade McNamara is going to start?
Yes.
For Michigan. I do not believe that that's going to be the case. And I will be very disappointed if that is the case come week 3 against Little Sisters of the Portec.
UConn.
The fuck we play. But yeah, basically. I can't see Jim opening this up and saying this is a competition, and Cade going out there, and again, we're going to take away the bubble screen that went 61 yards for a touchdown, went 8 of 17 for 75 yards against Colorado State. That's a guy competing for his job. And J.J. McCarthy, meanwhile, goes 4 of 4 for 50 yards and rushes for, I believe, 30 and a touchdown. When he didn't start. So he starts this weekend against Hawaii, and they're favored, and we'll get to this in the picks, by the most points in Michigan football history. 51 and a half. JJ's going to go out there and I just think win that job.
I don't think so.
Don't open that up if you just think you're gonna go back to the same old with Cade McNamara, which is exactly what he is. He's just the safe, same pick. And I don't even know if he is the safe pick anymore. Because from what I saw last Saturday, that's not going to win you games. Like, you can make the safe pick. You can go with the game manager if he's effective and is going to win you games. What I saw from Cade last Saturday was not effective, and it's not going to win games. So it's got to be JJ's job. Like, Cade, I feel like this whole competition thing was just to give him one more start. I don't know, maybe Jim throwing him a bone. I feel like the decision's already been made. I'm trying to get in the mind of Jim Harbaugh, which is a terrible thing to do because that man is certifiably insane. But I can't see any way possible that he starts Cade over JJ. There's no way.
He's going to.
I get that he loves him, and as he should. I mean, Cade won us a Big Ten championship last year. Don't know how it happened still, but God, you just can't. And I mean, whatever the decision is, I don't know. I feel like you got to look at the future of the program. Look, Cade's a senior. This is his last year. So, say he starts the one game, doesn't play in the second game, goes and transfers somewhere else and has a year of eligibility somewhere else and goes and plays for fucking Colorado. I don't care. He's not going to go anywhere significant. Let him transfer. But start JJ. You can get 3 years out of the guy. At most. You're going to get 2 years out of him for sure because he ain't going to the draft this year. I don't know. Jim Harbaugh is an absolute crazy person. But I feel like at the same time, he's not that stupid. He's not going to start a senior that is the safe option that's not going to throw interceptions, even though he nearly threw an egregious one against Colorado State of all teams. And the only reason he didn't was because the Colorado State defender dropped it. Like, can't see it. Can't see it. Defense, meanwhile, for Michigan actually did look really good. Pass defense does have some proving to do. Because again, Colorado State, and we lost some guys. But I mean, we lost some guys, but like Dax Hill, who was kind of like the defensive back version of Rashawn Gary, who kind of disappeared half the time. And
now he's disappearing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Funny enough.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have fun with Dax. Have fun with Dax Hill.
I'm not thankful.
If he's the Rashawn Gary of the defensive backfield for Michigan, then hey, you should be thankful. The Cincinnati Bengals are about to get a really good corner. Because Rashawn Gary somehow turned into a good pro, despite his lazy 2 years at Michigan.
Yeah, because the Packers probably said they were going to cut his fat ass.
Damn.
He was a bazillion pounds because now he's a linebacker. He's not even a defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I see Michigan at worst at a 2-loss team. I don't. If you would have asked me before Iowa did what they did this last weekend, I might have said 3. At the absolute worst, 2 is where I'm at right now, and I don't know. Undefeated's a bit of a stretch, especially playing in Columbus to end the regular season. That's a tough ask, but I guess it's not impossible.
Here's an important question.
This is what the prediction show is for. So
Will they beat UConn?
Will they beat UConn? Yes.
Okay.
By 35.
Only 35?
At least 35.
Okay.
I haven't seen the spread yet. I'm not going too crazy, but
Let's see if there is a spread
We'll-
for that game.
we'll see next week when we have to pick that.
I'm sure there's a spread up. Nope, not yet.
No, I bet it's
No, at least not on ESPN.
UConn's absolute trash.
UConn's bad.
We might have Michigan minus 51.5 this week and Michigan minus 45.5 next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's what I got with Michigan. I don't know. A lot of questions to be answered still, but could very well do the same thing that they did last year. And if JJ starts, if Cade starts, then all hope is lost.
Alrighty, let's move on to the favorite in the Big Ten to win the Big Ten. Ohio State, they're a minus 200. I believe that's the highest or lowest, highest odds we've seen, best odds we've seen to win a division or a conference so far.
In fact, it's the best odds, or I guess the lowest odds, in all of college football to win their conference.
Okay. Ohio State just off of the 21-10 win against Notre Dame. Sorry about it, Irish.
I mean, I hate both of those teams, so it was a lose-lose, I guess, whatever. I don't know. I guess good. I don't think Michigan plays Notre Dame again until 2033, so...
Oof.
Yep, they ran away.
Yeah. Really, like, I'm not gonna get too much into what Ohio State's gonna do in the Big Ten because,
But that's what this show is for.
realistically, Ohio State should run through the Big Ten. They got Wisconsin at home against Rutgers. Travel to Michigan State with one of the worst pass defenses that the world has ever seen in a Power 5 team. Home against Iowa. Travel to possible whiteout or possible stripe out.
Stripe out!
If that game's a stripe out, I might kill myself just because I have to hear how much they talk about stripe out.
You know exactly how that game's gonna go too. It's gonna be a night game. It's gonna be on ESPN. It's gonna be Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit.
Which is why I think it's gonna be a whiteout.
Oh no, they use the whiteout. It's gonna be a stripe out.
Like, I'm not even gonna get the happiness of Gus Johnson calling that game.
No.
I already had to hear Fowler and Herbstreit once this year. And I'm probably...
You're gonna hear him again. And again and again and again.
And I'm probably gonna... Because they play Wisconsin on ABC, so I'm probably gonna hear Fowler and Herbstreit that day. So yep, they travel to James Franklin. Should win. They travel to Northwestern. Should win. Home against the dentist and Tom Allen. Home against, or travel to Aaliyah Tagovailoa, the only thing that keeps Maryland in games.
Mm.
And then home against Michigan, in which could be the only game this year that I hear Gus Johnson's voice call an Ohio State game.
Might be.
Wouldn't surprise me if it is. Should run through the Big Ten up till that game. I'm not gonna talk about all that because, well, I want to talk about other stuff with Ohio State.
Oh no.
Defensively, Jim Knowles made that defense look real again. And what we saw from Ohio State against Notre Dame is something that last year they lacked so much in a physical run game and a defense that didn't just go out and say, oh yeah, we're good. A defense that walked out and proved that, yeah, we're probably good. Jim Knowles even went out and said, oh yeah, we were pretty basic against Notre Dame. So I'm curious as to what he keeps bringing out as we get further through the season. And as long as we keep seeing play calling, I don't think we're going to see... And no matter... CJ Stroud was just average. 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 225 yards. But with this team, he shouldn't have to pass for 400 or 500 yards a game to win games.
Well, yeah, but that would also require using Travion Henderson.
Not even just necessarily Travion Henderson. We got 2 backs back there that are good. Travion Henderson rushed for 92 yards on 15 carries. That's 6.1 yards per rush.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably one of the best games he's had so far. And he's good enough to probably carry that team, and then he'll use them.
Mayan Williams rushed for 6 yards per carry against Notre Dame. They got 2 backs, and then they have... Who the fuck is this guy? Who's Chase Bretchett? Oh my god, that guy is white. Jesus.
Is that racism?
No, I'm just... He's whiter than you are.
Oh wow, that's saying a lot.
That's... Wow. Yeah. That guy might see playing time against Arkansas State this week.
Yeah, powerhouse.
Like, Ohio State has all of the pieces there this year. As long as they use all of the pieces. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Julian Fleming, the number 1 and 2 receivers, didn't play. Well, Julian Fleming didn't suit up at all. Jackson Smith and Jigba played 7 snaps before his injury. And receiver-wise, it was next man up. All of the pieces were there. Emeka Egbuka. Oh my god, that's a butcher. Emeka Egbuka played good. 10 yards per catch.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Bless you.
Marvin Harrison Jr. played good. Xavier Johnson stepped up. This is a team, and yeah. That some of their receivers, their number 3, 4, 5 option at receiver are all young. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Julian Fleming both being juniors. This is a team that the pieces are all there. It's just don't get in your own fucking way this year, like they have in years past.
Don't promise 100 points again.
Don't get in your way in the years past. Do you got anything else to add?
Picks for the Big Ten?
I'm going to go out and I'm going to say Ohio State, Minnesota.
There's not much else I can do, and this scenario other than, say, Michigan and Minnesota.
Okay.
Little brown jug for the Big Ten championship? Ooh.
That would be interesting.
It would be.
Let's move on to the Pac-12, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's speed this one up, just because
Speed run the Pac-12. Who the fuck cares?
we're at
These
hour
teams
2.
can make it up.
We're at hour 2. We'll start from the bottom. Colorado,
No.
Stanford,
No.
Washington State,
No.
Arizona.
Still no.
Here, important to note, Colorado's at plus 15,000 to win the Pac-12. Stanford, Washington State, Arizona, California, Arizona State. All plus 6,000. Are those all no's?
See the shambles and the and frankly the utter disrespect that Mel Tucker showed to Colorado. He really fucked them up for quite some time. I mean, what an asshole.
So it's Arizona State. Are all the plus 6,000s no?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Arizona State just because I do believe in Herm Edwards.
That's fair. I don't have much to say about him right now. Let's see. Arizona State.
No, but I mean, the Pac-12 is so bad, they could sneak in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Arizona State beat North Arizona 40-3. They play Oklahoma State this week. 1 second. Move on. Oregon State at plus 2,500. Anything?
No.
Washington at plus 1,000.
Why are they so high?
I wish I had an answer. Let's see. Washington.
Remember what Michigan did to them last year?
Yeah. Michael Penix Jr. is there. Are you kidding me?
Washington?
Yes.
Oh no, not Michael Penis Jr.
That's where he is.
Honestly, that's one of the rare transfers. It's kind of like an upgrade.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go from Indiana to Washington? I feel like that's an upgrade.
Yeah, that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade.
It usually happen with transfers. Usually you get people like Dylan McCaffrey transferring from Michigan to
Northern Colorado.
Northern Colorado State Tech.
Yeah. So with Michael Penix Jr. there, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, which is his problem.
I could see them maybe sneaking in. Just because the Pac-12's so bad.
Not a bad bet.
Yeah. Now that I see why they're high, UCLA.
Throw like $10 on that. They make some money.
Yeah.
UCLA, future Big Ten team.
Is that all you got on them?
Yeah.
Let me see if I have anything on UCLA.
Zach Charbonnet is still their running back.
Yes.
I don't know. Good for him.
Dorian Thompson Robinson's fun to watch. That's all I got.
Dude's stud there.
Yeah. I could see them maybe doing something. He's fun to watch, but it's UCLA. They find a way to... Chip Kelly's there. They find a way to step all over themselves.
Oh, God, I forgot. I also did call Brian Kelly Chip Kelly once this week.
Oops.
That happened.
So moving on from UCLA, as fun as Dorian Thompson Robinson is to watch, Oregon just got violated by Georgia.
Fuck, I don't know. They could still win the Pac-12. I don't care.
They could, but
Georgia's a different animal.
After what I saw, I don't know if they can win anything.
Georgia's just different. I mean,
that is true.
These silly, stupid conferences, Pac-12, even the Big Ten, you get matched up against Alabama and Georgia. You're just in a different league. So, I don't know. I'm not ready to give up on Oregon yet. I think they still could win the Pac-12.
Yeah. Utah at plus 220.
People got them really highly ranked. Really highly ranked. I've seen them in playoff predictions, which is absolutely insane to think about. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but that would mean a Pac-12 team actually making the playoff, which doesn't always happen. So
hasn't happened since Oregon lost to Ohio State in 2014.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. If you want to win, or if you want to get to the playoff and begin the Pac-12, you basically have to run the table, go undefeated, and win your conference. It's really the only way through.
And Utah started off with a bad step.
Yeah. Yeah. They won, though, right? Not a good win, but they won.
No, they lost to Florida.
Oh, right. They played Florida. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still win your conference. Don't know if you're getting in the title game. Or in the playoff, rather.
Yeah. And then moving on to the USC Trojan, I don't have much to say about Utah. They were... A lot of people loved them after what they did in the Rose Bowl with Ohio State. Produced what could argue, actually not even necessarily be arguable as one of the best Rose Bowls. Probably what is one of the best Rose Bowls that we've seen ever. At least in our lifetimes.
Because nobody wanted to play defense.
Yeah. Like I said, one of just probably the all-time classic Rose Bowls, at least in our lifetime.
Yeah. Classic shit show. That it was.
It was a shit show, yeah. People were high on them and then enter the season and lose to Florida, a team that nobody was high on until this week.
Yeah, no, I buried Florida last week. I thought they were going to be shit.
Yeah. Utah, they can still win the conference, but they're not. I don't think they don't have a chance of getting into the playoff.
And neither does Oregon, really. I think the Pac-12's only shot at this point is USC.
Yep, USC, who we're going to bring up now.
They're not going to do it.
USC plus 200 to win the conference. Lincoln Riley, he's there. He's a solid coach. And then he brought Caleb Williams with him from Oklahoma.
Yeah, USC Sooners.
I
didn't necessarily believe in Lincoln Riley at USC. They were rather unconvincing at times. So to go from the Big 12, where it's so winnable, to the Pac-12, where it's so winnable, I just don't see that there's going to be much of a difference.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma is probably a better program. And you went to USC and, I don't know, for what? Maybe next year and years after that, they can be just this powerhouse in the Pac-12 and then the Big Ten. But right now, I can't trust them.
I don't know if I don't know if you. I mean, we haven't seen much from USC. They played Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams was average at best at Oklahoma last year. Sporadic. I don't see, looking at USC's schedule, I mean, yeah, the Pac-12's favorable. I don't think they're going to beat Notre Dame at the end of the season.
Fair.
So yeah, I could see them winning the Pac-12, but I don't know if they're going to be undefeated.
No, probably not.
And
so, your prediction for the Pac-12, who would that be?
Because of the way the Pac-12 works, actually no, because they don't do it the way the Big 12 works, because they do still have divisions. No, the Pac-12 doesn't have divisions anymore.
Oh no?
Nope. They don't have the North and South anymore. It's just the Pac-12. Give them, I mean...
So they don't have a title game?
No, they do. It's just the two highest ranked teams.
Ah,
It's just the number 1 and number 2 team in the conference. Give me Utah and USC. I would like to see someone other than USC. I wouldn't mind seeing UCLA or Washington or after you can
stunning omission of Oregon.
Yes. I just after what you could sit and say whatever you want about how Georgia's different, and they are.
They are different.
Like Oregon they showed us less than what Iowa showed us, and Iowa showed us nothing.
Ah, God, I don't know about that.
Bo Nix is not good.
Iowa's defense just outscored their offense.
Bo Nix is not a good quarterback. He transferred from Auburn to Oregon.
He wasn't good at Auburn.
And he was bad at Auburn. QBR of 31.
But he gets to go to Oregon and wear those cool uniforms.
Uniforms don't win games.
Nope. What tell that to the kids that go to Oregon?
I don't even think Oregon's going to beat BYU in 2 weeks.
They'll beat BYU. It doesn't feel like one of those magical BYU years.
Who do you have for the Pac-12?
This is probably one I'm going to live to regret. Oregon. I don't trust to win the Pac-12.
Oh, I thought you were wanting a Pac-12 game, the championship game. No, I'm going to say USC hasn't shown me enough. I'm going to regret early. I'm going to say Utah.
That's a fair pick. A lot of people are on Utah right now. But Utah and their high ranking has just kind of come out of really nowhere. USC, I feel like, is going to take a year to build up. Oregon looked absolutely terrible against Georgia, but damn near every team in the country is going to look that way against Georgia. So I'll take Oregon.
Fair enough. And moving on to the SEC, Vanderbilt, currently the number 1 team in the SEC East.
Yeah, with the worst odds to win the SEC.
At plus 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say about Vanderbilt? Nothing?
Enjoy your time in first place while you can.
Yeah. How about, do you have anything to say about Missouri, South Carolina, or Auburn? Or Mississippi State? Because I do not.
No.
Okay. LSU, I want to talk about them just for a brief second. God, I'm glad they lost on Sunday night.
That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Like, I do not think Brian Kelly is a good coach. Brian Kelly, in my opinion, has gotten off the past 10 years playing basically nobodies at Notre Dame. And people believe he's good.
Kelly did still play Michigan back in the day, but Michigan was coached by Brady Hoke at the time, so.
Yeah. I think LSU is going to be bad this year.
I don't know if they're going to be bad. They're not going to be the worst team in the SEC.
No.
But they, I don't know. Brian Kelly went to LSU, screwed over Notre Dame, which I'd usually be happy about. Screwed over Notre Dame. Developed a Southern accent and started making cringy TikToks with recruits.
Hey, he did not use Yeah, he did not use the Southern accent at all in his interviews.
Yeah, he just got absolutely disrespected during them.
Oh, yeah. As he should have. LSU looked really bad against Florida State.
Did you hear about that? Something about media members being late to the press conference.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly said that each media member that was late had to throw $10 in a jar, and they were going to throw a party at the end of the year. And somebody replied to him with, "Well, if you win games, maybe we won't be late."
Yeah. I think that's a good response from the media member. Like,
it really is, because the fact that these head coaches think that they're hot shit and that media are just beneath them and their time doesn't matter. It happens all the time. And I mean, the coach disrespect to the media, it happens a lot. So
it does. Yeah, it does.
Of all the times, especially for that kickback, I feel like that was awesome.
Yeah. Do we have anything to say about Arkansas?
Nope.
Okay.
They're ranked. Or
Yeah.
at least they were.
I think they still are.
Every SEC team won except one.
Except LSU, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to say about Kentucky? Other than they're ranked.
Never trust Kentucky football.
Yeah, agreed. Ole Miss this year. Anything?
No Matt Corral, major step back, mid-pack.
Their quarterback this year, his name is Jackson Dart.
Does he throw darts?
I don't know.
Does he smoke darts?
I don't know.
Well, if the answer to those questions is not clear, then we can't pick Ole Miss.
Yeah. The only thing Ole Miss has going for him is Lane Kiffin, and Lane Kiffin can pull some things out of his ass every once in a while. That's
basically.
That's it. That's it. Tennessee. Fair enough.
Odd to be lower.
Yeah. Well, hey, they don't have the Bubba dead dude face. Joe Milton as the starting quarterback this year.
Oh, but he's the backup.
Well, yeah. Texas A&M, here's where I want to say a few things.
Sneaky pick. Texas
A&M is sneaky. And that team could be solid. They didn't look great against Sam Houston State or whoever the hell they played. They only beat them 31-0, but that game also had a 5-hour rain delay.
Mm-hmm.
That game started at noon and didn't end until 8. So I feel like you gotta throw things out the window a bit there.
A little bit.
I like Texas A&M to try and shake things up a little bit. I think, and let me check this. No, never mind. They have to travel to Alabama this year.
I mean,
that makes it a little bit harder.
A little bit harder, but
I still think they'll play Alabama close.
I think so.
Anything to say about Texas A&M?
Again, just sneaky. I feel like they'll be in the mix.
Yeah, I agree. My alma mater, the University of Florida Gators. They're, and you said you got these odds yesterday?
Yep.
They're plus 2,500 right now. I think they should still be lower than Texas A&M. People are high because the East is, other than Georgia, easier to win. I just don't think this year is going to be the year for Florida.
Not to win the SEC, but I do think they'll be in the mix as well.
Yes, I agree.
They did show out. Their quarterback looked really good.
Anthony Richardson looked extremely good against Utah.
Future quarterback of the Detroit Lions. Florida will be there.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I never say that about Florida.
Yeah, and Billy Napier's seems to be a solid head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And favorable schedule. Favorable-ish, I should say. The big one, because, yeah, they have the neutral site against Georgia in Jacksonville. They travel up to Knoxville to play Tennessee. That and Texas A&M are their two hardest trips. Favorable schedule. They could make a little bit of noise. I don't think they can win it this year. I think they'll be in the mix, though. Moving on to the Georgia Bulldogs at plus 115. This team's good. Jordan muted himself. So anyway, I'll keep going. The Georgia Bulldogs are very good. They lost a bunch of guys to the draft this past season, but it didn't look like it hurt them. The SEC East is overall easier. I think they really have a favorable schedule. I think they'll be the ones coming out of the East.
I can't disagree with it.
And finally, the Alabama. I almost said Auburn for whatever reason. The Alabama Crimson Tide at minus 115 to win the SEC. Do we really need to say anything?
Bama.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. It's Bama.
Bama.
Yep. Who do you have winning the SEC?
Bama.
Yeah. You ready to move on to the NFL?
Oh, God.
Fly through this a bit?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. We're starting with the AFC East, I believe.
Yes.
New York Jets plus 2,000 to win the division. Nothing. Okay. Anything on the New England Patriots? At plus 500. Jordan muted himself again. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has nothing to say about the Jets. All I got to say about the Jets is they're not good. The New York goddamn Jets suck.
Is Joe Flacco elite?
No. Will he be the starter this week? I believe so.
Yes.
That's...
They announced that.
Ouch. Anything to say about the Jets?
The goddamn Jets?
Is that all you got?
Yep.
Okay. New England Patriots? Anything?
In this division, no.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. Not much to say about the Patriots at plus 500. Miami Dolphins at plus 450. They got Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, nobody else.
Fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that works great when you got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
Yeah, when you got a guy who could throw the ball really far. Oh, wait, though. Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback, and he can't... I don't know if that man can throw a ball further than 10 yards.
Spaghetti for an arm.
Dolphins are at plus 450. The Buffalo Bills are at minus 230.
Bills.
It's the Bills. It's
Bills
the Bills.
Mafia. They're winning tomorrow.
It's the Bills all the way. I have no other way to put it.
Oh boy. AFC North.
AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers at plus 950. Why are they so low?
Because I believe that those odds are around the time that Mitch Trubisky got named the starter.
Oops.
So, yeah, no, not happening.
Not happening. Kenny Pickett's eventually going to be the starter, let's be honest. Probably not this season.
Yeah, I know Jeff thinks like week 4, but I don't think Kenny Pickett's any better than Mitch Trubisky.
At this point, no, I don't think so. The Cleveland Browns are at plus 400, which I think is way too high for considering the fact that their starting quarterback. What?
They're going to be worse than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 100%. Their starting quarterback is Jacoby Brissett.
Oh no.
Here is the Cleveland Browns quarterback depth chart.
God.
Jacoby Brissett, Joshua Dobbs, Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond?
Yep.
Minnesota Vikings legend?
Yep. Like, Nick Chubb, yeah, is good. Nick Chubb's good. But Amari Cooper's gonna be useless. Donovan Peoples-Jones is gonna be useless. David Bell's gonna be useless. David Njoku's gonna be useless. Like, all of the wide receivers are gonna be useless solely because of who the quarterback is.
Browns for last in the division.
Yes, honestly. Cincinnati Bengals at plus 165. What say you?
Oh. If they can actually use Joe Mixon, they can win the division.
I agree.
If they don't, well, then they'll still be fighting for a wild card.
I agree with that too. The Bengals offensive line.
You got two pushovers in this division in the Browns and the Steelers. Like, you have every opportunity to still make the playoffs, even if you don't win the division.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Bengals to get back to the playoffs. So there's that. I don't know about winning the division. Them and the other team here, real close.
I agree. I think, as in who wins the division, could be either way. I think it's in the like we said with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, like we said with Minnesota and Wisconsin. The division is their fate is in their hands.
Yeah.
And then the Baltimore Ravens at plus 145. Once again, the fate is in their hands. They do gotta keep Lamar healthy, though.
Them and the Bengals. That's really it.
If I will say,
really, I don't think have a shot.
If Lamar goes down, with their backup being Tyler Huntley, that's bad.
And their other backup being Brett Hundley,
who's not even listed on the depth chart.
Oh, maybe they cut his ass. I don't know.
Anthony Brown, out of Oregon. Oregon's quarterback from last year.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ravens, Bengals toss up in the North.
Agreed. Little news here that ESPN's showing me. Lamar Jackson sets a deadline for Friday on contract extension talks. Okay, move on. AFC South, the the Houston Texans at plus 2,500. Anything.
They are the Texans.
Agreed. Jacksonville Jaguars at plus 750.
They are currently 3-0 in my Madden franchise. So, maybe that's a sign? No, it's not. They're not winning that division.
All I got on the Jags is I think they could be the worst in the NFL again this year.
I don't even know who the worst in the NFL could be. No, I have a team that's already worse.
I think the Jags could be the worst in the NFL. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry is healthy.
Ryan Tannehill's alive.
You act like that's a good thing.
Oh, it is? Who the hell's their backup?
Malik Willis.
Oh, right. They drafted that guy. But is it a good thing? I know. Give me liberty or give me death. But
I would take Malik Willis over Ryan Tannehill.
But what the Texans or the Titans?
They should. Mike Vrabel should, especially when 90% of what you're doing is giving the ball to Derrick Henry. Especially this year when your best wide receiver is Robert Woods.
Give Mike Vrabel a call and tell him what to do. I don't know.
What do you think on the Titans? At plus 185.
I honestly think this list of the odds is perfect for how I think the division's going to play out.
Fair. So you think the Texans will finish last in this division?
Yeah. I think the Jags will be better than the Titans. Texans, Titans, same division. God damn.
The Colts are at minus 140. Jonathan Taylor's a stud. He's a dude. They have a real quarterback in Matt Ryan now, who
Matt Ryan's not done yet.
Who we talked about at the top of the show. Going to the Colts. I think this division's going to be really fun to watch. I think the two games, October 2nd with the Colts Titans game, and then October. Oh, really? We get those two games out of the way early. Damn, that sucks. We get Colts Titans October 2nd and October 23rd. Man, that's not fair.
No.
I feel like those two games.
Game.
What?
One of those should be a Week 18 game.
Yeah. I think both of those games will be
like Colts Jags.
Fuck. I think both of those games will be really good, really close, really fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on to but we are both on the Colts though, because this year that's where I'm leaning. I think the Titans will still make a playoff spot though.
Yeah, I'd say so.
AFC West. This division could be good.
Yeah.
This division.
3 teams in here that could be fine.
Even the fourth could be solid. This is the best division in football this year.
Yeah. Kind of already has been.
I think this year, legitimately could be, though. Now that the Broncos have a real quarterback in Russell Wilson. The Las Vegas Raiders at plus 650. Anything?
Kind of the odd man out.
Yeah.
I think all three teams ahead of them in the odds are better. But that doesn't mean the Raiders are going to be bad. I mean, we could very well see three teams from this division make the playoffs. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
I agree. Denver Broncos at plus 260. Anything?
They very well could. I mean, Russell Wilson's a real difference maker. They didn't have a bad team to begin with. So,
No,
why not? Why not Denver?
The Broncos were missing a quarterback. That's what they've been missing ever.
Basically, since Peyton Manning
Since Peyton Manning left. And they have Russell Wilson, they now have Russell Wilson, who's very good. As long as they could keep Mile High Stadium from catching on fire.
Which is proven to be a problem.
Yeah. Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers are at plus 220.
Gonna say it right now, my pick to win the division.
Fair. The Chiefs are at plus
as
one.
As long as Brandon Staley does not fuck it up.
The Chiefs are at plus 165. Yes, he did. Several times. Chiefs are at plus 165, and I just can't. I want to go Charger. I want to hop on the Chargers with you. I really do.
How do you lose Tyreek Hill on your own accord, by the way? They sent his ass to Miami.
Yeah.
And still are the favorites to win your division. He was one of the top three players, and they shipped him off.
I right now unfortunately cannot go. Maybe in 2 weeks. Who the Chiefs play this week? Actually, the Cardinals. Oh, never mind. I don't know. I can't arguably go away from the Chiefs right now, especially with Andy Reid still there as the coach, and he's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go the Chiefs. Oh boy, we went from what could be the best division in football in the AFC West to what, no matter what, will be the worst division in football, the NFC East.
Has been the last few years.
Daniel Jones and the New York Giants with a new head coach again, I believe.
And a new GM.
At plus 800.
Fart noise.
Washington Commanders with Carson Wentz at plus 600. I'm just going to say it now, the Dallas Cowboys at plus 155 they're my pick to win.
Fart noise.
The Philadelphia Eagles at plus 130.
Fart noise.
Who's winning?
Is it possible to pick nobody?
Unfortunately, no.
Fuck. I don't know. The Eagles. I guess.
Fair enough. This division's bad.
I hate the NFC North or the NFC East so much.
It's so bad.
It's
like the Dallas Cowboys are the most complete team.
Game of the week on Fox, like 10 weeks out of the year.
Yep, they're just so bad.
Wow. Well, hey, you know what? Joe Buck's not there anymore, so we don't have to hear. Oh, we got a classic NFC East matchup between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
that was actually way more animated than Joe Buck ever is.
I guess that was.
The Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants.
Live
on Fox.
The Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders.
The Washington football team.
Yeah, we never did hear Washington Commanders out of them. It was always football team. Let's move on to the NFC North. This is a division.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears at plus 1,200.
I'm glad the odds think that the Bears are going to be worse than the Lions. That's great. And I fully believe that that's about to be the case. Justin Fields can do what he wants. He can have a great year if he so chooses, and if he stays healthy, and if the Bears' offensive line decides to protect him, which is probably not going to happen. Yeah, they're gonna get him killed.
Yeah.
That's just how that's gonna go. Bears for last, fine by me.
Justin Fields was. I mean, yeah, obviously Trey Lance didn't play last year, really.
No.
Justin Fields was the best looking rookie quarterback from last year, because Trevor Lawrence didn't throw a touchdown for 2 months.
And again, Justin Fields can do what he wants. That's fine. He can be as great as he wants. The Bears don't have anything else.
This Bears team's gonna be bad.
Like, Justin Fields is not Aaron Rodgers. He can't carry a team to the playoffs.
Yeah. Moving on to the Detroit Lions at plus 950. I'm gonna get my thoughts out first. I don't think this team's gonna be great this year. I think they're just too young, and Jared Goff just isn't it. No matter what people say with Dan Campbell being the play caller, Jared Goff's just not the guy.
Well, but Jared Goff, he's our guy, man.
He's not the guy.
He's our guy, man.
He's not the guy.
Man.
He's not a man. He's a guy. He's not
a man in Dan Campbell's world, okay? Everybody's a man in Dan.
Dan Campbell needs to see the scale of dude and understand that guy is below man and Jared Goff is a guy.
Okay, but Dan Campbell is on the scale of dude because he is the dude.
Like,
it's on his nameplate on his office.
That is true.
It says the dude.
This Lions team, I mean, they'll be better than last year.
I don't know what to do. The Lions. Every time I expect a thing out of the Lions, they do the exact opposite. So I guess I predict them to be last in the division, and somehow that reverse psychology is going to make them win the division. Let's go with that.
Yes. Yeah, they're too young. A big thing for them is, can Jeff Okudah stay healthy this year? Can that?
I sure hope so, because every indication from training camp says he's a dude.
Yeah, when he doesn't tear his groin,
or quad, or ACL.
The groin tear just sounds like the worst of the three.
I mean, he's done all three, so...
Yeah, he has. Minnesota Vikings. Is Kirk Cousins good?
No.
Do we need to say anything else about the Minnesota Vikings?
Nope.
They're plus 240. That's all I got on the Minnesota Vikings. They lost to the Lions last year, and the Lions were ass.
Yeah. Yep, they were.
Green Bay Packers minus 155.
Aaron Rodgers and his psychedelics are somehow going to win the division again?
I can't pick anybody other than the Packers in this division.
I would love to pick the Lions, and I basically tried to, but Green Bay, I guess. Minnesota is not as good as people think.
No. Moving on to the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons, with Marcus Mariota as their quarterback this year. Plus 3,200. Anything.
Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
Is this 2012?
He was in college in 2012.
Yeah, exactly. Marcus Mariota was still good.
Yeah.
And he got replaced by Ryan Tannehill.
Yep.
Ryan Tannehill, who in 2012 was a wide receiver.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing on Atlanta.
Bad.
They got Kyle Pitts and then I think Drake London or whoever the fuck their rookie wide receiver is.
Bad.
Okay. Drake London out of USC. Yeah, they're gonna be bad. Carolina Panthers led by Baker Mayfield and Christian McCaffrey. Plus 1,000.
Because Christian McCaffrey's going to die again.
What'd you say? 6 wins?
6 wins because Christian McCaffrey's going to die.
Fair enough. The New Orleans Saints, led by, I believe, Jameis Winston still, plus 300.
I've seen people, well, more or less one person, pick Jameis Winston for NFL MVP.
Excuse me?
You heard my words.
What? No. And moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at minus 230. So do you have anything else to say about the Saints? Other than just that? Okay. They had the weirdest offseason out of the NFC South teams with Tom Brady retiring, unretiring, taking an 11-day vacation. Buccaneers still are going to win.
Retiring once Tom Brady unretired.
Yeah. Buccaneers are still going to win the division.
Yeah, pretty much a cakewalk, I would imagine.
NFC West. Man, this division was good at one point.
Back in the day.
Seattle, plus 2,000. No Russell Wilson.
No shot.
Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray is still a petulant child and is upset that the Cardinals wanted him to study film. He did get his contract extension, though, plus 370.
Could be that division where 3 teams sneak in into the playoffs. Arizona could get there, but Kyler still doing Kyler things.
Yeah. San Francisco, 165. Trey Lance might be the starter.
He is.
Okay, I would say the last I heard is it was still him. Deebo Samuel's gonna be a wide receiver.
Yep.
What you got?
Playoff team. Somehow, some way.
Fair enough. And Los Angeles Rams, defending Super Bowl champion, plus 125 to win the division.
Again, playoff team. I don't know how. But they'll make it. Not gonna miss.
Yeah. Who do you have winning the division?
I don't know. I can't. With the uncertainty with Trey Lance for the 49ers, I still got to lean on the Rams.
I agree. I do wholeheartedly agree there. Now, I want to know, because I said who I thought was going to be the worst in the NFL with the Jags.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to be the worst in the NFL?
Oh, well, let's see here. I was going to say the Bears, but I'm going to redirect and say the New York Jets.
Fair. Now, are you ready to do picks?
I do believe I'm ready to do picks.
Okay, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the picks. Jordan, are you taking the segment or am I?
Well, I got it up.
Okay. Take the segment.
Teams up first.
Yes.
Ohio State. Oh boy. Minus 43.5 against Arkansas State. We're not going to bring the people into this one because that is clearly wrong. Who you got?
I have Ohio State.
Of course. As do I. As should everybody.
Even though apparently everyone has Arkansas State.
Are you seeing that too?
Yep.
Uh-huh. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
Ohio traveling to Happy Valley to take on Pants State. Ohio is plus 24.5.
I don't want to say it, but give me Penn State here.
A premature RIP to you. I'm taking Ohio plus the 24.5.
Fair.
I'm probably going to regret it. And Penn State's actually going to look good because Mac. The people are apparently non-existent on this one. Western Illinois travels to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Western Illinois is plus 37.5. I don't know. Apparently nobody's picked this game because it says 0% is taking either team.
I talked a lot of good things about the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Give me them here. Give me them at 37.5.
I've talked a lot of good about Minnesota too. Western Illinois. Oh, that's going to be a regretful pick. Northwestern minus 9.5 at home against Duke.
Battle of the
people are
Nerds.
apparently dead even.
Battle of the Nerds here. Give me Duke at 9.5.
It's not Harvard Yale. Not quite. I am taking Pat Fitzgerald and the Northwestern Wildcats.
That's fair.
One could argue this is a shit bowl.
What, Duke Northwestern?
The country. No.
Oh, this.
Alabama Crimson Tide on the road, traveling to Texas. Quinn Ewers, what do you got? Texas is plus 20.5.
I want to pick Quinn Ewers. As someone who wants to see Quinn Ewers succeed, I want to pick Quinn Ewers.
But you can.
Alabama has heard this week, and I know Nick Saban tries to keeps his players away from the rat poison, but I know Nick Saban's hearing it too. Ohio State and Georgia have played two real teams, and what were two top 11 teams, Oregon being ranked 11th. And both of them won. The number 2 and 3 team in the country beat their ranked opponents. Alabama played Utah State. Nick Saban is going to go out there and tombstone Texas. They're going to cover. I would take this at... I would almost take this spread at 25.
I did say, and I guess I have to commit to Alabama winning by 30.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised, but 20.5 feels like kind of a gift.
Yeah.
Gimme Bama.
Yep.
Well, back to the shit fest. Maryland minus 27.5 against Charlotte.
On the
road, Maryland, by the way.
Yeah, on Stadium Network. I have Maryland for whatever reason.
Because Charlotte's ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking Maryland.
Same.
Moving on. Washington State plus 16.5. Going to stupid Paul Chris land to take on Wisconsin.
You want to bring the people into this one?
I don't know. The people, 85% of them are on Wisconsin. Although I don't know if that stat's accurate because, well, it hasn't been right thus far. Outside of Alabama, Texas.
Yeah. Some people say I'm a man of the people. They're wrong on this one. I don't think Washington State's great, but I don't think Wisconsin's going to put up a shit ton of points and blow them out by more than 16.
Okay.
Give me Washington State.
Okay. I'm on. I was gonna say I'm on Wisconsin. It feels like a dirty phrase. Not gonna do it.
Fair.
But I still am. Wisconsin minus 16.5. Taking them. Oh, the Akron Zips. They traveled to the deep end of the woodshed and hashtag relentless, hashtag keep chopping. MSU minus 33.5.
I'm going to regret this because MAC team, but I'm taking Akron here.
I'm going to regret this because I hate them, but I'm taking MSU. Good Lord. Indiana State plus 35.5 against good old Purdue.
I'm really going to regret this because Purdue, but give me Purdue.
Taking Indiana State. Huh? We're opposite on a lot of these picks. Shitfest. ACC Big Ten Shitfest.
Yeah.
Virginia and Illinois. Illinois is only minus 4.5.
We took one of the worst teams in the ACC and one of the worst teams in the Big Ten and decided to match them up for whatever reason. At 4 p.m. on
12,000 people at that game.
At 4 p.m. on ESPNU.
Perfect spot.
This game should be on the Stadium Network, but that slot's already being taken by Charlotte, Maryland.
Game should be on Amazon.
Yeah.
YouTube TV. Or no, sorry, not YouTube TV. YouTube.
Just regular YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook Live. Give me Illinois at 4.5 because I want to think that the worst in the Big Ten is still better than the worst in the ACC.
I sure hope so. Give me Illinois. This game has a name, but I'm not sure what it is. Iowa State at Iowa at Kinnick. Iowa minus 3.5.
Cyhawk Trophy thing, majig shit.
Matilda.
Yeah. After what I saw from Iowa, do you want to bring the people in this one?
No, because I'm disgusted.
At 45-55?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
No, just the fact that more people are on Iowa.
After what I saw from Iowa, I don't know how Vegas has Iowa State as an underdog. Granted, they did that to us last year several times, and we were wrong. I'm not going to be wrong here. Iowa State.
Iowa State might win by 20.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Iowa's going to win and somehow put up like 35.
50 points, something they haven't scored. They haven't scored 50 points in a game in 10 years, and they're going to score 50.
Saturday at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. UAB travels to a stadium that I don't know the name of to take on the Liberty Flames. They're back in the picks yet again.
Going to Lynchburg, Virginia. Give me Liberty or give me death.
I'm riding with you to start the year. It might take death later on in the year with no Malik Willis, but we shall see. I'll take Liberty plus 6.5.
Yep.
7:30 on FS1, Georgia Southern and Nebraska. And Nebraska's favored by 20.5.
How the fuck does this have a network TV slot?
No clue.
I'm going to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Is Scott Frost still the coach at Nebraska?
Sure is.
Give me Georgia Southern. Might not win, but they'll cover.
8 p.m. on BTN. Idaho. Traveling to the block of concrete in Bloomington, Indiana. Take on the Hoosiers. Indiana minus 22.5.
Idaho's bad.
Yep.
Give me Dennis Tom Allen and Indiana.
It's a lot of points, but Idaho, as you said, bad. Eat shit, Vandals. And the last game of the college picks. And again, the biggest spread in Michigan football history. Michigan. Number 4, Michigan. 8 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Minus 50.5 against the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Why the fuck is this an 8 p.m. game? This is a game that needs to be played at like 10 a.m.
I have no idea why Michigan made this a night game. No clue.
Like, no, this game needs to be played at 9 a.m. so people could have something to watch during college game day at least, and it's done by noon.
If I could get it out of my way early on a Saturday, that'd be perfect. But instead, I have to wait around for it.
And then you could watch like real football games the rest of the day. Like Stanford USC is the primetime game, which I'm not going to watch because I don't want to hear Fowler and Herbstreit again 2 weeks in a row. Even though I say that and I'll probably end up watching it because college football's back. Give me Michigan. Like Hawaii's really bad.
They're really bad. 50. I cannot believe I'm picking a team that's favored by 50.5.
I'm pretty sure Vanderbilt scored 49 on Hawaii.
But still, though, that's so many points.
Like, I'm pretty certain Vanderbilt scored that many on
They
Hawaii.
will win 57-7 and not cover.
Now that is true. But let me find Hawaii. Let's see. Vanderbilt scored 63 on Hawaii.
I don't know. Hoping for the best. That's the college picks.
63 on Hawaii. Let's do the NFL picks.
The NFL picks tomorrow, 8:20 p.m. NFL kickoff. Bills and Rams. Rams plus 2.5. The defending Super Bowl champions opening up their season at home.
Buffalo.
I'm on Buffalo too. Love me some Matthew Stafford, but not doing it.
Hey, Joe Buck's not going to be calling this game.
What?
Joe Buck won't be calling this game.
No, he won't.
That game. Move on to Sunday now.
Joe Flacco starting for the New York Jets, taking on his old team from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Jets are plus 7.5 against the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
I can't take the Jets. No shot. Ravens all the way. In the Baker Mayfield, I'm going to fuck them up game, the Panthers are minus 1.5 against the Cleveland Football Browns.
Give me the Panthers. You expect me to pick who? Jacoby Brissett, I think. Yeah, give me the Panthers.
He might just fuck them up. That might just happen. Can't even see it not happening.
Yeah.
Divisional game, Colts, Texans. 70% of the people are on the Texans, or on the Colts rather, minus 7.5.
Two things. A, some people say I'm a man of the people and they're right here. And B, if you have $25.12 burning a hole in your pocket and you're in the Houston area, I guess you could go to this game.
So glad that's back.
The lowest ticket price of the week at $25.12 according to wherever CBS gets their prices from, StubHub.
Hey, we got to keep track of that all season long, see if there's anything lower.
I'll write it down here on this little index card sitting next to me.
Well, got a shit fest up next.
Yeah, give me Indianapolis, by the way. If I didn't make that clear.
We've got the Jags. We've got the Washington football team. Football team minus 3.5. And yet, It's a slight margin, but the people are on the Jags.
I can't believe I'm picking the Washington football team, but give me them.
You know what? I had the Jags originally. I'm taking the football team.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I missed the football team. The Commanders we didn't need the name. Should have kept them a football team. Maybe I should pick against them just to spite them. I don't know. You know what? Stick with my original pick. Going with that. Should have kept the football team. Picking the Jags.
Fair enough.
Pats, Dolphins. Dolphins, the home team. They're -2.5. 64% of the people are on the Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins. The Patriots never really play well down in Miami.
No, but I know I'm getting points. It's not a lot of points. Fuck. Give me New England. Got to pick a dog somewhere. Could potentially be a shit fest. Jameis Winston and all his picks. They're taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons +5.5, and they're the home team.
Falcons are going to be bad. Give me...
Wait. Who's their quarterback? Desmond Ridder?
No. Mariota.
See how long that lasts.
Well, yeah.
Give me the Saints.
Give me the Saints.
The Philadelphia Eagles. Apparently, people are picking them to be good. They kick off the season against my Detroit football Lions. Lions +3.5 at home. Sell-out crowd. Standing room only tickets have been sold out too. One Pride is going to be rocking. But is it enough to lead the Lions to victory against the Eagles?
You know, last year, this game happened, and Detroit was at home.
Bad. It was real bad.
And I believe my exact words were, this is going to be the week Detroit wins a football game.
It was mine too.
And they lost by 40.
Mm-hmm.
41,
I believe.
I don't think they're going to lose by 40. I think the Eagles cover, though.
Yeah, we're certainly not... Actually, I think we probably are getting about the same amount of points because the Eagles aren't good at this point, or at the point that we met last season either. Numbers probably pretty close. Gotta pick the Lions week 1. Just have to do it. Sorry. Probably a built-in loss, but oh well. Steelers, Bengals. Bengals, the home team, -6.5. 72% of the people are on your Bengals, sir.
I can't pick Pittsburgh. Especially when you're giving me less than a touchdown and field goal.
No. Not gonna happen. Bengals, all the way. Still on the 1 o'clock slate, actually last game at the 1 o'clock slate. 49ers. People are saying they're a playoff team, and I've seen them in Super Bowl predictions. Traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. Bears +6.5. 70% of the people are on the Niners.
Give me the people here. Give me the Niners.
Mm-hmm. I might not take the Bears all season long. And that's a genuine thought. Packers on the road, traveling to U.S. Bank Stadium to take on the Vikings, and the Vikings are only +2.5.
I know it's a home game for the Vikings, but give me the Packers. Until the Packers actually look bad, I might just be picking the Packers.
Is this the game where Aaron Rodgers tells the Vikings fans instead of the Bears fans, I own you. I've always owned you?
Possible?
Quite possibly. Give me Green Bay.
Kirk Cousins is not good. Did that break you? That may have broke Jordan.
Bye.